Oh my god, it's working! Oh, restarting everything really does help. Since it's working, I'm going to turn music down. Oh, that's the wrong way. So my vegan patience has been pushed past its limit in regards to one thing. Now, unfortunately, the word embarrassing is coming to mind. I mean, it's anytime you're ever really embarrassed, guys, it's your ego, yeah? So, as we're aware, I've been growing weed at home. Officially, 100% ever growing at least auto seeds again. I have a feeling that's got something to do with it. Nor do I ever really think I want to grow inside again either, which is kind of a pain considering I spent, how much hundreds of dollars I did on the setup. I mean, is it that I don't want to? I don't know how to. I've obviously been told everything by the people I've bought from. Oh, look at that angle. Very entertaining myself. Anyway, so I've so far grown outside once that went well. I planted auto seeds outside that I then transferred inside, so they didn't go well at all. Right. Then I was gifted babies, so female plants. They're already however big. So I've blogged about it all. Oh goodness, woman. Anyway, they went well, except for the I don't know. They told me I needed to spread the leaves out or the everything out so they grew bigger as well as higher. It did not work well. I feel like I followed all the instructions, but I still think you're either a gardener or you're not. And I love gardening, but my theory of my gardening that I can do is just weeding, pulling weeds out, because that's easy. I don't have to think about that. I still haven't even planted anything in my garden yet, but it's quite high on the list of things to do. Sorting my website out has been number one, right? And I've finally done it, at least in February. 170 posts, guys, in February alone. No wonder the happiness engineers were like, well done on how much content you've been posting. And yeah, I was just talking to Rachel then, and I'm like, I'm so freaking proud of myself. Very happy it's been pointed out to me that I wasn't registering how much work I'm putting into this as that's something to be really happy and proud of. Anyway, back to my story. So, right, the babies were good. That was fine. That was the last thing I harvested. And I had, hay fever's driving me bonkers, guys. I had 3 auto seeds left. So I planted all 3. One didn't work at all. I was like, that's cool. Okay, one didn't work. The other 2 did, yeah. However, excuse me. Let me think. Right. I was talking to the guy who works in the store, who I obviously met and brought everything through, and who's been helping me. And when I sent him the pictures, when they started flowering, he was like, "Oh no, I think you're gonna have the same problem again." And I'm like, well, "What's that?" And he goes, "If they're already, budding at this time," he's like, "they're not going to grow big." And I was like, "Oh yeah, remember, I started outside, bought them inside. Hopefully that was it." They did start taking off. Now I've gone through and had to load every single one of my posts. Wow, excuse me. Burping is one thing that I just can't keep in. When I need to deal with it happens. My mother says I'm not ladylike at all, and it's like, oof, I try. Obviously I'm trying in front of my camera. Anyway, the freaking plants were, I thought, doing okay. As I've said, I've had to go through every single blog I've ever made since I opened this account, and if there's 170 in February this year alone, you can imagine how many blogs there are since I opened my website in December 2020. And so the point of that was that I've actually, recently seen all of them. So I've been, watching them. And I really thought it was all going to be well and good, but it really wasn't. It is honestly a disaster. It's probably not the right way of explaining it. I'm going to take a photo of the worst looking weed plants I've ever probably seen, except for the same kind that I tried to grow outside of Menanne. These ones actually look worse, truthfully, I think. Now, the reason I'm telling the story is, though, and I know I've mentioned them before, there's these little black bugs, and they're like tiny, yeah, super tiny, and fly, and they're driving me crazy. And it's not like I'm a vegan for the fact that I truly do believe humans have evolved to the point that we don't need to be selfish, murdering cunts, to put it frankly. But again, I don't believe in pushing other people, because everyone's got an ego. In mine had every single reason under the sun why I'd be a meat eater for life. So I don't see the point in going to war with any of yours, because I don't need to hear any of what anyone will say, because I've been there. But I don't kill shit, at all. And these bugs have tested me to my limits, to the point where I honestly think that because I've started killing them, because I just can't handle it anymore. Because honestly, I did what I could. I ignored them, and then the fucker flew up my nose, and I was like, that's it, mate, game on. Now, I'm literally feel like, because they pushed me to this point, they've all just somehow decided to swarm at me. Anyway, I can't figure out how to get rid of the fuckers. And I don't feel like going to the supermarket to just get bug spray. So I've Googled, how do I make homemade remedy, whatever it is. And there's so many different things that apparently will get them. So I've decided that every single ingredient that I have in my house that is on a list of homemade remedies for these fucking flying things that I just can't deal, And I'm okay with that, because I dealt for as long as I could until they flew up my nose. But yeah, in the process of making that, like I said, I tried to get my camera to work multiple times earlier when I'd finished February, and it didn't. But I freaked myself out, because for whatever reason on my side with the website with February, it's somehow not showing all the blogs, but it is like it's public, so I'm just never going to open that one again and just pray it just stays right. But yeah, I thought I'll just click it and see if it works, and it's working. And it's not often I'll put on my camera and not talk, and I've been talking for 8.5 minutes now. But yeah, the bugs they're probably the number one reason as well why I'll never ever really want to grow weed inside again. Like, I've had the garden put in. I can see why my gardener hasn't made it as big, like as long as we'd originally planned, and it's because he went and got soil and stuff. Like, I truly didn't know he was going to do all of that, which is fine, but I'm going to slightly make it to where it needs to be once I get to that part of my to-do list. And honestly, if those people are living there still, that's shocking, I know, but I'm seriously tempted to just take up the neighbour's help if everything's all good, say whenever grand final is. I don't follow footy, I have no idea when footy is, so sometime in September I vaguely think. But yeah, I'm going to clean the weed tent. Everything's off. I've yanked them out. Like, I have not had to do a single thing. They are literally, each of them, about this big. And so I just pulled the whole 2 out and just tied them up and tied it to the top of the tent and just vacuumed I hundreds of these bugs up. But yeah, they've come out. I can't open the door for fear of more coming out, but there's, yep. So my vegan patience has been pushed. The bugs are going to die. But just the bugs. Everything else stays the same. These fuckers, yeah, learnt my lesson, guys. But, you're welcome to laugh at me and my shockingly terrible freaking growing experience, but just don't be mean, you guys, because not all of us know what we're doing. Anyway, I've still got March and April to go on my website, and I still need to figure out the menu because I don't ever plan on stopping making videos, and the menu looks shocking already. So, all of you wish me luck, people. Bye.